Towards the end of the Second World War, and after a certain mustachioed leader of Germany checked if his skull was bulletproof, the leadership of Germany went to Admiral Karl Doenitz, as he was in charge for just over 3 weeks before he was imprisoned and the Allies formally took over running the country. But given that at this point there were plenty of candidates to succeed the position, why was Doenitz chosen to lead Germany, and what did he do once he took over? So in April 1945, the toothbrush mustache-having Austrian man had largely accepted that Germany was going to lose. As such, he needed to choose what was going to happen after he was gone, and there were several potential successors. The first was his deputy Hermann Göring, whom the toothbrush mustache-having Austrian man had declared to be his successor if he were ever to be incapacitated. Now, Göring wanted to be in charge and thought that his boss's declining mental state meant that it was now his time. As such, he sent a telegram to Berlin saying that it was now his turn, and if he didn't get a response, then he would assume leadership anyway. He did get a response though. He was arrested and stripped of all of his titles and power. With one candidate down, the second was Heinrich Himmler, the head of the SS. However, he didn't bother asking permission and instead took it upon himself to begin negotiating a surrender with the Allies. Obviously, he didn't have this authority, and when the toothbrush mustache-having Austrian man found out, he ordered him arrested and stripped of all authority. As such, there were only 2 people that could now succeed the leadership of Germany: Joseph Goebbels and Karl Doenitz, both of whom were fiercely loyal to their leader. In his last will and testament, the toothbrush mustache-having Austrian man wrote that Goebbels would succeed as head of government, whereas Doenitz would be head of state. The plan was that these 2 would work together to give Germany the best chance at a favourable peace. Goebbels tried to negotiate a surrender with the Soviets, who said no. And as such, Goebbels decided leadership wasn't for him and opted out. This left only Doenitz, who was now in charge of everything. Now, Himmler did actually try to weasel his way back into government, but Doenitz refused. So what exactly did he do during this time? Now, the Admiral knew that there was no chance of victory, but that didn't mean he couldn't choose the method of defeat. The most important thing in his eyes was to make sure that as many Germans as possible surrendered to the Western Allies. The Allies demanded immediate unconditional surrender, and nothing else would do. To counter this, Doenitz came up with a plan. He tried to get all of the German armies to the west to surrender, whilst ordering the ones in the east to fight to the end. The idea being that it would allow the West to take much more of Germany, which was preferable to communism. This, however, didn't work. The Western Allies had essentially stopped advancing because the occupation zones had already been worked out. General Eisenhower got Doenitz to surrender by threatening to block German civilians fleeing the Red Army from moving through Western lines. And after this, the Allies mostly just ignored Doenitz's government until it was decided that they would be arrested 2 weeks after the end of the war. And with that, Admiral Doenitz's time leading Germany was over, and the country would thereafter be governed and split between the Allies.